As Real Sociedad continue to battle for La Liga's crown, much has been said about their football club, their philosophy, and their deep Basque history. After winning the Copa del Rey against Athletic Bilbao earlier this year, a delayed trophy due to COVID-19, which also gave them the first piece of top-flight silverware since 1987, La Real is ready to make much more noise. And to chat about the club, the Europa League, and a hope for Champions League next season, I chat to midfielder Mikel Merino about the team, his own objectives, and much more. Qué Golazo begins right now. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Qué Golazo. Thank you so much for being part of the show. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Qué Golazo Pod, youtube.com/Qué Golazo, and, of course, so much more, including CBS Sports and your CBS Sports app and Apple Podcasts. Right then, we are very, very lucky to have a fantastic player, a midfielder with a lot of experience, only 25 years old, but in his own team and even the national team, he's an old man. But Real Sociedad is doing great, great, great. It is a pleasure to welcome Mikel Merino. Mikel, it's a pleasure to have you. ¿Cómo estás, compadre? How are you?
Hola, ¿qué tal? Muy bien. Very, very good.
I love it. I love how we're going to switch it. This is going to be in English, Mikel Merino, but anytime you feel like you want to express yourself more en castellano, está completamente 100% all okay, all right? So let's get going, Mikel. First of all, how are you? How's the season going? How are you feeling as we head into November?
Well, feeling good. Obviously, we have been playing a lot of matches lately. We are having different competitions, not only La Liga, but also Europe, and in my case, I'm playing with national team. So it's a little bit busy right now, but we're doing well. I think the team is in a good form right now. It's winning games. It's not losing. It's playing good. Personally, I feel good. I feel great. Obviously, a little bit tired, but feeling with energy for the next.
Absolutely. Mikel, Real Sociedad have enjoyed a fantastic start to the season. It's been nearly 40 years since the club won La Liga. Can this team finally do it, Mikel Merino? How are you feeling about Real Sociedad?
Well, it's tough to say right now. Obviously, it's a big thing to win La Liga. There are big teams in front of us, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, all big teams with a lot of money. So I think we have to be humble. We have to think our goals are other. We're trying to keep our pace in Europa League. We try to maybe give a step forward and play Champions League next year. But obviously we have to be humble and put our focus on the next game, just game by game or day by day, trying to improve, trying to get better. And I think that's going to be the right way to achieve our goals. But right now we have to think about this moment.
Absolutely. The 2019-2020 season, last season, even though it was obviously during COVID and everything, really began with a newly refurbished Anoeta, and, the club was looking to build, and, with the team winning Copa del Rey, even though it was delayed, an amazing victory. What are the next steps for Real Sociedad? How do you feel about the future of Real Sociedad?
Well, I think the future is bright. We have been the club doing the right thing during the past 4 or 5 years with the new stadium, with a team who is, building a culture of winning and a culture of working hard. Having a major trophy like Copa del Rey for us is big. So I think we have to look forward. We have to try to get bigger in our way of thinking, like think big and try to compete against the best. I think you have to be hungry to achieve winning things, and this is my mentality right now. So I think the rest of the team and the club is in the same direction. I hope we do a great season right now in Europa League. It has to be the next step for us, and I think that's going to be the thing for us. Try to get better, try to improve every single day, and well, of course, if the club is in a winning mentality, he's going to be trying to adapt new players, try to sign more players, and of course, the better team, the better chances to win more things.
Oye, Mikel, estoy impresionado con tu inglés. Huh? I'm very impressed. I mean, I know a lot of others. Obviously, I know from growing up in England, many non-English speaking people speak English very well. But is this because of your time in Newcastle? Was it before then? How did you get so good?
Well, my English right now is a little bit not so good because
Right,
I've
because
been
you're
here.
always talking Spanish, right?
Yes, that's it. I try to watch movies and all these things in English, but I was in England like 4 years ago. So before that, I used to speak English a little bit, but not perfect. And when I was there, I perfected it a little bit. So right now I can understand everything you say and I can explain myself. But as I said, right now I'm a little bit stiff with the language, so I'm trying my best, but I don't know if it's enough. So
No, it's very, very good. I'm just glad you don't have a Geordie accent, Mikel Merino.
no, that's difficult to get because when I was there, it was so difficult to understand them. So I'm happy right now because at least I can speak.
Absolutely. You said you watch movies to learn English. What movies do you watch, or TV shows? Do you watch any particular TV show or movie to get you learning English?
Well, just everything. I remember when I was at Newcastle, I started watching Suits.
Okay, yeah.
And that was the series I started watching, and the series that helped me to speak or understand English the right way.
I love it. I love it. Well, muy bien, Mikel Merino. I'm very impressed. All right, let's keep going here. How important, by the way, was it to win that all Basque Copa del Rey? An amazing, amazing moment for not just obviously the team, but, the culture of Basque country.
I think it was huge for the club. There is a big rivalry against Athletic Club from way behind in time. So
yeah, more than 100 years. Yeah.
Yes. It's something cultural. The rivalry. Every single game, the derbies is always very passionate, and for the fans, those are the big games of the season. They want us to win those games more than any other. So for us, it was a huge game where we had a big pressure because it was not only a title in the middle, but a title against your biggest rival. So it was a very tough situation. And for us to have the guts to win the game and put our names in history is very huge for the team, for the club, for the entire culture. So we're really proud and happy.
Was it very hard to, wait an extra year and then wait even longer to celebrate with the fans?
Yeah, it puts even more pressure on the game because it was a lot of time thinking about it, talking about it. Everybody knew it was a big game. It was a derby, so having to wait more time for us, the players, it was the tougher thing. But at the end of the day, I think it made it like sweeter. All the wait, all the expectations, and when you finally win, it's like all that is heavy on you, and then you feel free. It was a shame that we didn't have our fans with us, but at the end of the day, the important thing is to win, and now we can celebrate.
Absolutely. I wanted to quickly ask you about Imanol Alguacil. He lives and breathes Real Sociedad, played for the club, coached the club in many different levels. Can you describe, that press conference after winning, he just went crazy, and naturally so. He is Real Sociedad. Él vive el club. Can you describe to me what he's like as a manager?
Well, I think he's great. I have a good relationship with him, and when you get to know him, you see he's a really good man. Not only training, not only as a professional, but as a person. He tries to help you every single time. He thinks about us the whole time. He's all the time worrying about how you can get better, not only in football but in life. And if the personal side is good, obviously the rest is going to be good. But he's as well a great coach. He has a lot of qualities. He gave us since the first day the tools for us to be a good team, and he's always giving us the confidence to get better. So I think he's the perfect coach for this club. He has Real Sociedad in his heart, and there's nobody like him for this job.
Absolutely. There's another person I wanted to ask you about, somebody that obviously you know from a midfield perspective, but Xabi Alonso is obviously part of this culture following the Imanol blueprint of coaching his way through the ranks, obviously in the lower parts of the club, but building his way up. What do you make of that, of Xabi Alonso? Is he shaping up to be such a good manager as many are saying?
Well, I think so. You only have to see the time he was playing to know that he has a very bright mind when it comes to football, and I think he is in the right place for him to develop as a coach, to learn even more, because he's relatively young in the coaching career. But I think he has the tools, he has the skills to be a great coach. Right now, he's doing a great job in La Liga Santander Smart Bank, and I think he has the respect of every single one. So that's a big part of being a coach, to earn the respect of your players, and him being the the legend he is. He has that easy. So I think he's ready to keep growing, to improve, and I'm sure he's going to be a great coach.
Absolutely. All right, let's go back to the culture for a second. San Sebastian, that's where Echegaray comes from. So I have a little soft spot for San Sebastian and Subieta. The director of football, Alberto Olave, calls it the perfect environment. Mikel Merino, the city, the area, the town, so much about it. You're from Pamplona, but, and Osasuna, that's where you started. But, now that you know this region, now that where you play, what is it about this region and developing the kind of great talent and also the culture in which the club lives?
Yes, it's a lot of things together. I think when I came back here from Premier League, I found exactly what I wanted to find. I'm from Pamplona, as you said, and this is almost a similar region like Pamplona, where it's really calm. The people is really nice. There is
the food is great.
Yes, the food is awesome. The gastronomy is unbelievable, and that's something I love. But it's just the mentality they have, the culture in the club, the way they treat the youngsters. The way they put so much importance on the young kids for them to learn the right way of playing football. For them not only playing football, but the right way to grow up and have los valores, no sé si
the values,
the values, there you go, the values of a big person, and that's the main thing, and that's why so much players are coming to the first team very young and doing a great job. And for us, the one who comes from the outside is just so easy to adapt, because everybody's so kind and so nice that you just feel at home.
Absolutely. Another a good example is another Mikel, your captain, Mikel Oyarzabal, who's younger than you. You're an old man in this team, Mikel Merino. You're only 25. Do you feel like an old man in this club?
I feel like I'm already going to retire, because all these guys, all these kids coming in and making me feel old. Yes.
When you ask them if they've seen Suits, they probably don't know what you're talking about.
No. That was not even on Netflix when now. So. But it's crazy. It's really good, because I feel young, but at the same time I have the responsibility, to help them, because I'm one of the oldest. So that helps me as well.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you about the national team, but I'll get to that in a second. I did want to ask you, Mikel Merino from Real Sociedad. Thank you so much for being part of Qué Golazo. I wanted to ask you about, obviously, CBS Sports. Es una cadena americana. It's an American network, and there's a lot of talk about American stars in Europe, especially in La Liga now. Obviously, Serginho Dest with Barcelona, Yunus Musa with Valencia, Miazga with Alaves. There's never been so many Americanos jugando en La Liga. It's pretty amazing. Have you been impressed with the growth of American U.S. soccer in recent years?
Yes, it's getting big. It's growing. I think America has always been, the main thing in sports. You can see the Olympics. You can see a a lot of examples where they lead their sport. But football or soccer, as you call it there, has never been a big thing for you. You never put so much interest like right now. And right now you can see a lot of players coming in La Liga, coming in not only here but Serie A, Premier League, all these places, and they are really, really good players. So that talks a lot and very good about the culture they are trying to build there. And I'm sure that in a few years it's going to be a real problem for us in World Cups and all these tournaments.
Absolutely. Next time, Mikel Merino, I'll ask you about Renato Tapia, because I am Peruvian and, I do. Listen, let's keep going here. Europa League, you mentioned it at the very beginning. How important is European football for the club, for La Real, and for you personally? How important is that?
I think it's huge for us to be among the best, in the world. To feel like you can compete against everybody, not only in La Liga but in Europe. Here in our league is really tough to qualify for this kind of tournament because we have a lot of quality in Spain, and there are a lot of teams that play really, really good. So for us, it's a big thing, a big achievement to play every single season in Europe. We are doing it right now, and our goal is to keep doing it for the next seasons, but obviously try to get better in this tournament. Last year we couldn't beat Man United in the eliminating round. So this year we try to get better, try to give a little bit to have our mind free. Maybe last year we had a lot of pressure in that game, but this year we know we have to face. We know the feeling we are going to face, and of course we're going to be ready.
This might be a silly question, but you obviously think that you can win the whole thing now, because teams in La Liga do very well. Obviously Villarreal, Sevilla. You think you can make it all the way to the final this time around?
Well, when you play, obviously you try to play to win, and
right.
Our mindset is always to get better, to win, to give our best, and try to look forward and to look up every single time. So obviously talking about winning Europa League right now is too far away from reality, because there is a big way until that moment. But we have to be humble, and as I said before, try to think only about the moment. We still have some tough games ahead of us, so we're going to try to win this game and then just think about the future. But obviously we have a winning mentality, and we want to keep that way.
We're with Mikel Merino here from Real Sociedad. Thank you so much for being with us, Mikel. We continue to ask you a few questions. Very impressed with Real Sociedad and, of course, Mikel Merino. I wanted to ask him about the national team in a second, but I did have a question here, Mikel. I did read an interview you have with the great Sid Lowe from The Guardian, where you said, you spent time in the Premier League with Newcastle, and you said that the Premier League made you stronger, tougher, ready for battle. Do you still feel like that? How do you feel about your days in the Premier League? Did it really make you that much tougher and harder?
Yes, I think that league teaches you a lot. It's something different that you can live in any other country, because of the pace, the intensity, the battles is just something different. The atmosphere, even in every single pitch, where the fans go crazy and they make the game even tougher. So yeah, my time there was great. I was really, really happy at Newcastle. I was really feeling like at home right there. So the league was great. I remember learning a lot, but mostly, as you said before, the tough thing about the game, because I was thinking about playing football, playing with the ball, just in Bundesliga or in trainings. You don't feel like that kind of strength, from the players. But in Premier League is something crazy. The pace, the way they go on the floor, they tackle you, they I don't know.
The physicality.
The physicality is huge, and it's awesome to live once in a lifetime. You have to experience it. I always speak nice about the league, because it's something you have to live. It's like a movie. So yeah, it taught me a lot. Right now I'm using it here in La Liga, trying to be physical, trying to steal a lot of balls. And I'm sure if someday I have the opportunity to go back, I'll be like ready for it, because I know already what is about that league.
Yeah, you also mentioned the Bundesliga there. Obviously, you also trained under Thomas Tuchel as well. You said it was obviously a very important moment for you. It was challenging, but it was very important. How much did you learn from Thomas Tuchel as well?
Well, of course, I learned a lot. You know, when you are 19, 20 years old, you are always ready to learn. You're always ready to accept everything everybody says and try to use it to improve. And that was a time in my life where I was like, you know, with my eyes open, ears open,
Right.
just trying to adapt and have any little information to adapt to my game.
Yeah, super atento, eager, just really
Yes,
ready to
eager.
listen. Yeah.
That's the word. So not only with Tuchel, but of course training with BVB was an amazing adventure. You know, the top players of one of the best teams, one of the best clubs in the world. Just learning, adapting, and I think that part of my life was great. I learned a lot, and I remember with a lot of happiness. You know.
Yeah, well, this is why the reason why I ask you, Mikel Merino, is because you're 25. You're not old. You still have a lot to go here. But look at the work that you've worked under Rafa Benitez, Thomas Tuchel, of course, Bundesliga, Premier League, and now obviously with the great Real Sociedad, and that has taken you to the Spanish national team, a country that develops incredible midfielders. What's the secret, do you think? Why the Spanish midfielders, why do they keep being produced so well? What do you think it is about them?
Well, I don't know exactly why. I think a few years ago we had an amazing team, as you can remember, with the Xabi Alonso, Iniesta, Silva, and all these guys. I think they opened the way for us. You know, we watched them when we were little, and I don't know, they were like our idols. Everybody wanted to play like Spain. Everybody wanted to be like these guys. So the culture started to go that way. You know, the Spanish culture. Even when you are young, they tell you, keep the ball, have the ball. The ball is gold, is so valuable. You have to keep it, play, and that's the way we learn. That's the way we grow up. And I think it's just about the culture. You have to start young and think and have good trainers from the academy, and they teach you the best thing to play football. And I think that's the secret. There's no special food or special drink to make us, play the right way. It's just about, starting young.
Right. It's a tradition that just keeps going and going. By the way, you mentioned all those amazing midfielders, Iniesta, Xabi, of course. I think your national team manager might get upset that you didn't mention him, Mikel Merino, Luis Enrique as well. What is it like working under Luis Enrique?
Well, it's great. It's a great experience. He's a great coach. He has an idea of football similar to Imanol's in La Real. So it's easier for me or for the other Mikel Oyarzabal to adapt to that style of play. But he has some differences, and then you have to pay attention to the details that he wants to change, from the way we have to play. But he's a coach with big personality. He tells you exactly what he wants, and I don't know. I think he's just a top coach. He proved it in Barcelona, in Celta. He's proving it right now with the Spanish national team. So I'm really happy, because when you get coached by the best, you learn a lot and you improve yourself. So it's really good news for me to have this kind of coaches.
Absolutely. I love it, by the way, when España comes out with the roster announcements. And Luis Enrique's in the locker room, or he's playing video games. One time it was chess or whatever. They're very imaginative. I like it. All right, a few more questions here, and then we will say goodbye to Mikel Merino. Thank you so much for being with us on Qué Golazo. I did want to ask you, we did have a joke about this, Mikel, before we started taping, how you're 25, you're not old, but when you are in the national team with Pedri and Gavi, you're pretty much an old man. How does it feel to have that level of responsibility when you look at these younger midfielders coming through?
Well, as I said before, when you have good coaches in the academy, it's easier for the players to grow up knowing the right way to play. So it's easier for them to reach the highest level earlier. So that's why Gavi or Pedri or all these players are in the national team and showing the huge level they have so young. But obviously there is a thing that you cannot teach, and it's experience. So when I play with these kind of guys, obviously it's great having them by your side. And I have to try to help everybody with my experience. Obviously, when you are with a guy like 30 years old or older, you try to learn, try to listen, and try to understand what they are saying to improve. So right now, I am kind of young, 25. It depends on where you see me. But
to me, you're very young, Mikel Merino, so it's
with
fine.
25, I have still some more years in my career, but I have lived a lot of things. You know, I have different experiences, different countries, different cultures. So I think I can use that in my side and try to help my teammates that are younger than me using that experience. So for me, that's my part. That's my I don't know how to say it. It's my
En español, dilo nomás.
Sí, es mi cometido, ¿no? Es lo que me toca a mí hacer en ese momento.
Yeah,
¿no?
it's my calling. It's what I have. Yeah, right. Well, one of our producers is saying that maybe when you retire, Mikel Merino, you could be on TV. You could be a presenter. You're very good at this.
I don't know. TV is like a different world. You need experience as well. So I'll have to improve my English.
No, I think you're very, very good. Who's your favorite suit character, by the way? Who's your favorite character in Suits? Do you have a favorite character?
Oh, Harvey has to be, I think.
The lead.
He's the big boss. Yeah, he has to be it.
I love it. All right, final questions here, and then that's it. But speaking of World Cup qualifiers, by the way, Sweden doing very well right now, and obviously a player you know very well is Alexander Isak. How important is he for not just obviously Sweden, but Real Sociedad? What do you think of him?
I think he's a great player. I have the luck of being with him in Dortmund as well. We were together for 6 months. And when he came here to La Real, I was really surprised. I was really happy to see him. And we could talk a lot about, our time in Dortmund. And right now, he's a big, big piece for us. He is doing great. He's adapting really, really good here. Everybody loves him in the dressing room. I think he speaks Spanish perfect. So
is that right?
Yeah, that talks very good about him. The way he wants to adapt here, the way he's so serious about his job, about not only football, but being a good teammate, being a professional. And obviously, he's really, really young. I don't know if it's 22 years old.
Yes, he's 22, just turned 22. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, he has.
Miguel, he was born when I was in my last year in school. So I feel very old.
Yeah. You are old, not me. You are old.
I am old. I am old. Listen, there's another older Swedish striker, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, is back in the national team. Are you looking forward to that if you get a chance to face against him?
Of course, he's a legend. He has been in the game for a long time right now. If I'm talking that I have experience, imagine what kind of experience this guy has. And of course, he has a big quality. He has all the tools to keep doing it at the highest level, even though he's like 38 or 40 or almost that. And they are going to be really dangerous with Ibra and Isak in the forward. So looking forward to it. We are really, really focus. Well, right now we are focused on our team, but obviously with an eye on the qualification. I think tomorrow or the next day they give the call up. So we're gonna be like expecting if we go or not. But national team Spain is always ready to battle against anybody, and hopefully Spain will be in the World Cup.
Let's hope so. The final question as we say goodbye to Mikel Merino, midfielder for Real Sociedad. Another silly question, but I do want your answer here, Mikel Merino. Real Sociedad doing very well in La Liga. Last year, obviously, after Christmas, it got a little bit less. So can you do it? Can you win La Liga? How determined is Real Sociedad to win it?
Well, right now we are just thinking about the moment. Obviously, competing against these teams, these clubs, these huge clubs like Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico de Madrid, thinking about winning La Liga right now is just not realistic for us. We just want to keep doing our job, working hard, improving, watching what we have to do better to keep winning. We feel confident, we feel mentally strong and physically strong, but this tournament, La Liga, is so long that you cannot have a moment of to rest during the whole season because you lose. So we just want to think about what we have to improve, think about the moment, and let's see in the future where we are, and we'll talk again in a few months.
Absolutely. Mikel Merino, midfielder for Real Sociedad, an Olympian as well, silver medalist with Spain, and a runner-up in the Nations League as well with Spain. But he is hoping that those silver medals turn into golds and trophies and much, much more. Mikel Merino, an absolute pleasure. Muchísimas gracias, campeón. Thank you so much for being part of the show.
Muchas gracias. Thank you so much. I've been so good, so comfortable. Thanks to you.
No, thanks to you. Thank you, everybody. Make sure that you follow us on Twitter, Qué Golazo Pod. Listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube.com/Qué Golazo. Have a great, great rest of your week.